Hello, beautiful friends. It's Erica here to do a video about the upcoming powerful 12/12 Ascension portal. We are entering a very, very powerful time energetically for the next several weeks, where we start with the 12/12 portal leading up to the winter solstice. Now, this is a massive opportunity for people to ascend, to align with their higher paths, to really go to the next level. And it was interesting because as I was connecting prior to turning on the camera today, I was getting a very, it was a very clouded energy. And I felt like it was very difficult to connect, especially if you've been feeling any of the energies around the recent eclipse we had on December 4th. That has brought about a lot of, I think, heavy energy, brought up a lot of heavy energy, stirred up a lot of energetic mud. And what was really interesting is I was trying for quite a while to really connect to the higher energies, the higher frequencies, and it was very difficult to do this. But what I ended up doing, and I think this was very symbolic, is I literally physically raised my arms above my head, almost like I was a diver going like to kind of pierce through. And I literally, it was like, as soon as I did that, it was like a flood of light, a flood of energy came in, and it was very, very, very noticeable. So I feel like this particular ascension portal is, if you've been feeling kind of stuck, weighed down, things have been really, really murky for you. Remember, things have been really shaken up for us here. And this is a time where we have a chance to elevate, to ascend, to go beyond where we've been before. So if we can pierce that heaviness, we can pierce intentionally the challenge we're feeling potentially to connect to source. Remember that it is always there, and sometimes you just have to find a more creative way to get there. I had to do something different in order to connect the way different from how I normally do. So in this video, we're going to talk about the energies surrounding this ascension portal. We're going to look at this through the lens of masculine and divine feminine energy. But remember, we are all energies. We are masculine and feminine. So if that's a new concept to you, just know it's different sides of self, and we may be more one than the other, but essentially we are meant to balance these energies within us in order to reach unity consciousness and Christ consciousness and ascension energy, where we can begin to live our lives from a new paradigm. So in this video, we are going to look at what past energies have been weighing us down. We are going to be looking at what is being confronted for both of them. We're going to be looking at what is being reborn and what new truths each the masculine and feminine are now consciously aligning with through this portal. So I will be doing a video specifically about the winter solstice. So do stay tuned for that. And what else? The December relationship kit is available. And those of you in my inner circle free membership, stay tuned. I'm going to be making a really big announcement here shortly. I've been working on a lot of stuff behind the scenes. So if you haven't gotten an email from me, it's because I haven't sent one in a couple of weeks. So don't think you're missing it. I just haven't sent one out. So let's just get started at the themes surrounding this particular ascension. It's like we are being called into an energy of opening ourselves up to be fully seen for all the facets and all the dimensions that we are as souls. If you've been keeping yourself closed, if you've been keeping yourself tightened up like the bud of a flower, this is now time to bloom. This is time to open up to not only more light, but also to more full expression of who you really are. And this portal is really getting us into an alignment with truth and with clarity. You know, where have we felt like either there's been truth that we've possibly not been seeing or not confronting? We're meant to get more into alignment with the higher truth, with information, with clarity that has been keeping us from from expressing ourselves. And for many of us, this is in the form of communication. And it's interesting, I have the lotus flower behind me right now, as a flower that truly is opening up to more light. But we are being called with this portal to be very discerning. And as we ascend and as we grow and as we open up, it is important that we start to develop more of our discernment with what energy is aligning with us, what energy is not aligning with us. And it's seeing beyond the words, it's seeing even beyond the actions. This is calling for us to get really deep into our hearts and into our physical bodies, and to feel the difference in energy, to feel the difference in resonance. If something is aligning, you will feel it. If something feels off, even if you don't understand it intellectually, this is where we're meant to realize, okay, we have to begin to trust this. And part of this is also opening up to maybe concepts and ideas or belief systems we've had for a very long time, but there's something about it that's just off, that's not feeling right anymore. But your mind is saying, but, I've learned this, I've known this is how the world works. Why doesn't this feel right anymore? Well, there might be more that's meant to be revealed that you haven't quite seen yet. So it is important with this ascension portal to be open to new truths within ourselves, within the world around us, to be opened up to seeing things that might shatter our paradigms in a lot of ways. But remember, sometimes we have to pierce through the murkiness to get that big flood of light. Also with this particular portal is where we are meant to realign with the life that we are desiring for ourselves, is imagining the possibilities, imagining where we want to go. Manifesting begins with that process of imagination and expanding. Like, if you knew you couldn't fail, what would you do? That is very, very strong around this particular portal. And seeing that, you know what, sometimes we're meant to, I was getting the strong message as I was connecting to that imagine energy, is sometimes we get so serious about our spiritual journey that it can get so heavy. And this is meant to kind of be like, you know what, like, shake it up. What do you really want? What are you really looking for? What do you want to create in your life? If you could, you know, be that 5-year-old imagining your future again, what would that look like? So we are meant to release some of that heaviness that has been keeping us from our true happiness, because it's like we're so heavy with the journey that we may forget to enjoy life along the way. And the other message we are reminded of at this portal is that if things have not been manifesting, and this is a big theme for December, that has come through in a lot of my readings, is the manifestation will never pass you by. If it is divinely intended for you, if you are putting in the work, you are walking your path, you are staying true to your guidance, you're staying true to what the divine is showing you as your path, but the manifestation hasn't shown up yet, hang in there, because what is truly yours will not pass you by. This is not about being complacent and sitting back and doing nothing. However, this is continuing to have that faith in the divine, to know that that in the right time, things will happen. So looking specifically at the masculine energy, we're going to first look at, you know, the aspect of masculine energy that has been, what past energies have been weighing the masculine down. Now, the masculine is the part of us that wants to do things, to take action, to make things happen in our worlds. But the energies that have been holding the masculine down are where he has kind of felt that there's only one truth and one way of thinking. And that has what has kept the masculine very safe. It's like he's been safe in his intellectual structure. He's been safe in his belief system. And he has developed a sense of navigating within a certain belief system, feels pretty good about it. But what that's doing is keeping the masculine limited. It's keeping the masculine small. And what has kept the masculine bogged down as well is like, you know what? This isn't working. Like, I want things to hurry up. I want things to come quicker than they are. And therefore, I'm going to kind of force the issue, or I'm going to like try to take matters into my own hands. So where have you in your life tried to make things happen, and then you've just come up against roadblock after roadblock after roadblock? Well, it's because there is a greater purpose and a greater timeline at work here that may differ from your ego's timeline. And the other thing weighing the masculine down is feeling a sense that things have been stagnating, haven't been moving forward. They've been sort of stuck. But sometimes the reason things are stuck is it certainly could have to do with divine timing. But other times the reason we may feel like we're stuck is because we're not seeing something we need to see. We're not looking at something in a new way. We're not looking at another way of considering what we are experiencing in our world. And so sometimes our rigidity in our belief systems can keep us stuck. And so the masculine's really been weighed down by this energy. Now, shifting it towards the feminine, where the feminine has been weighed down is clearly in her fear of abandonment and getting her heart broken, her fear of disappointment, her fear of getting, of like, you know what, I can't handle another heartbreak. I can't handle another disappointment. And therefore I'm going to stay where I'm at because I don't want to make the changes in my life that feel scary, that make me confront some of these things that I feel like she hasn't had the courage to face her fears, to open up to potential future disappointment. And that's really been holding her back. It has been feeling heavy. If you have been feeling very heavy energy recently or over the last while, it is because we are meant to release some of these burdens that have been holding us back. From the masculine, it's like wanting, you know, something's not happening fast enough. I'm going to do something about it to make myself feel better. And for the feminine energy, it's like, I don't want to get disappointed again. So I'm going to stay in my neat little bubble. I'm not going to open up to potential disappointment here. I'm going to be kind of sitting back and not taking action because I feel like I'm very much protecting my heart. They're showing like a lion protecting the heart, kind of like, okay, I've got this lion in front of me and it's going to protect anybody who's trying to come too close. So that's really what's been weighing us down. So if you've been keeping yourself from really connecting with others intimately and emotionally because of these fears, this is a portal where you can break free of that energy. Now, what's being confronted with this portal is, what are we meant to see? What are we meant to look at? In our masculine energy, what's being confronted here is where we have the masculine energy is coming up with massive completion energy, ending of two difficult energies, because I pulled both the 10 of Wands and the 10 of Swords, which are the two most difficult completion energies: mental prisons, difficulty, thoughts, challenging cycles, and overwhelm and burdens. And so what's being confronted here is where the masculine has been burdened about past choices, burdened about past decisions, maybe feeling like he has kept himself closed. And it's really beginning to bog him down. There's sometimes this feeling of, again, with the feminine energy, which is our intuitive side, feeling a fear of abandonment or feeling the fear of getting our heart broken. The masculine steps in as the protector. And our inner masculine could be like, no, I don't want to get hurt again. And therefore I'm going to be guarded and I'm going to just like be, but it's a burden. And this is what is being confronted with the masculine energy, is like, you know what? They're showing me the masculine, like holding all of these big, huge boxes that just keep getting piled on him more and more. And eventually he's like, he just wants to put them down. It's like, you know, like, this isn't helping matters. You know, I am building a big wall around my heart, but man, it is heavy and it's not letting anything in. And there is a point where the masculine has to confront when he is keeping his heart closed. Now, my guides were showing me through a channeled session this week about the importance of the masculine energy. Part of the masculine mission and his strength is in not letting the emotions get the best of him. However, there is a balance that comes in for masculine energy when he has to understand that you can't shut out all emotions. This is about filtering out the floodgates, like not opening up fully, because that's where some of the heaviness and the dark energy can come in that can really overwhelm masculine energy. But he's being confronted where it's like he's not letting anything in. And he has to see where he has potentially not opened up his heart in past choices. And this is really, really weighing him down. Now, what the masculine is renewing and being renewed at this portal is an energy of perseverance. It's like, you know what, I got a little bit more in me. Just when you think you just have nothing more to give in a fight and you're ready to give up, this portal can make you suddenly feel like, no, I'm not giving up. I know I can get there. I know I can have success. Intuitively, I know I have what it takes. So if there's something that you're feeling almost like giving up on it, you're going to feel like a push around this portal to, know that you can trust your intuition. If you've been feeling called, but you're not seeing the manifestation, the masculine is going to be like, you know what, I'm going to pick myself up and I'm going to keep going just for a little bit longer, because there is the blessing right around the corner. So he's getting a sense of renewal around knowing that he's got what it takes. He might feel a little bit wobbly and not know quite how he's going to do it. There might be a sense of, I don't really know how I'm going to do it, but I know I'm going to make it happen. I know I'm going to figure it out. So that's really, really a beautiful result of these ascension energies through this 12-12 portal. Now, for the feminine, what is happening for her is what she is confronting here is where she has been essentially deceiving herself about what's happening in the future. She has been so protective of her heart that she has basically created a story in her mind where it's like, you know what, I'm going to keep myself from getting excited about this because it's just going to end in disaster. And that has been her protection. She has been confronting the fact that she thinks that she can't be successful, that the universe isn't going to help her. The universe is just going to come back and bite her in the butt again. If you've been feeling this feeling like, gosh, I've trusted, I'm following my path, I'm feeling, that I'm trusting in the divine, but man, when is this going to shift? When am I going to see the results of my efforts? What she is confronting is where she has been forgetting her power. She has been letting the fear and the darkness come in to weigh her down, to make her temporarily forget how powerful she really is to create and to connect her with her future. So what she's realizing here is that there is victory, but the victory comes not on a solo journey. She has to be reminded with this portal that the universe is helpful. The universe is a benevolent force that is meant to help and ascend and to bring you into a much better place. The universe is not here to forsake you, to punish you, to have good things happen to other people, but not you. That is not how this works. So what is being reborn in the divine feminine is so beautiful, which is a sense of hope, a sense of power, a sense of renewal in her faith and her ability to navigate the unknown. The knowledge of help is on the way because she has stayed steadfast. Help being in the form of something arriving in the form of a synchronicity, of serendipity coming in. And she's getting reminded, just like the masculine is getting that renewed, like, don't give up right before the blessing. That is being renewed within the feminine, where she's beginning again to be reminded of her power, of her trust in her inner knowing. The divine doesn't give you access to all of this information and truth within self, and then suddenly have you go, psych, that's not really real. you're just actually a total victim to circumstance. You have no power in this. You're just kind of going, you're just kind of floating along in kind of a pool of energy, and you have no power. Well, that is what she is being renewed with, is no, gosh darn it, I have the ability to create an incredible life. I'm going to trust what I'm getting. I'm going to have a renewed sense of faith in the divine. So what a beautiful, beautiful message. I did forget to, I think I mentioned that there will be an extended. I don't think I said that at the beginning. If I did, I apologize. The link to get more information is down below. But what truth are they consciously aligning with? This is where it's like, you know what? We can't deny this truth any longer. So when we look at the masculine, the truth that he is connecting with is that in order to, he has to let go of where he has basically been waiting and waiting for things to change. And he's looking at where he didn't follow through with things in the past, where maybe he had some sort of creative spark, but it just sort of fizzled out and it didn't manifest, because he kind of sat back and thought like, okay, so I did a little something. Now let's see what happens. This is where the masculine is aligning with the fact, where did I not follow through? Where did I kind of like throw something out there and like come back and see what happens? This is where the masculine is confronting the truth that he's aligning with is, you know what? I'm going to continue to follow through. I'm going to persevere in my journey. And if things come my way that aren't that great, I'll be able to handle it. The masculine is also aligning with the fact that his new life and his abundance is directly proportional to the actions that he takes with courage. The masculine is an energy that doesn't necessarily, it doesn't mean you're not going to feel fear. It means that when you feel the fear and you do it anyway. But the masculine is aligning with the truth that you cannot go forward if you're still holding on to the past. You cannot go forward if you are guarding yourself and holding on. You're being a miser with maybe your finances, you're maybe being a miser with your emotions, and you're holding everything tight in. And it's like, no, that has to be put an end, that has to be put an end to in order to bring in the new blessings. It's like, you can't open up to new blessings if you're holding on to everything from the past. It's like, drop the stuff from the past and open up to what the universe is ready to give to you. And similarly for the divine feminine, the energy of what truth she is aligning with is that, you know what, I am not forsaken. Success is here. The universe is going to support me and bring me the success. I know it. Things are going to turn in my favor. There is a divine timing aspect here. There is a sense of destiny and things suddenly beginning to move forward when she remembers that she has a choice, that she has a choice to align with the path. And she can choose with free will to pick the path of pessimism, to pick the path of doubt, to pick the path of fear. And instead, she instead is aligning with the truth of like, no, I'm going to choose the path that I want to create in my life and choose to trust what is coming in from the divine for me. And when I do this, I will not be forsaken. So, my friends, I hope that this has been helpful. I will be pulling guidance messages for you before I close out this video. Let me see. I'm actually going to pull from this deck. So what is the best guidance for this 12/12 portal? What is the best final guidance for those of you not heading over to the extended? What we're going to do there is look at very much more in depth and specifically into the portal energies and do a comparison of where you are spiritually, emotionally, physically, prior to the portal and after, so you can really see the effect that this will have and what you're leaving behind once and for all, again, through the lens of masculine and feminine energy. We're going to look at the what shadow aspects are needing to be revealed so that they can be brought to the light as well, and a bunch more. But what is the final guidance for our friends here for the 1212 Ascension Portal? And here we have it. We have the Orphaned card in protection mode. Again, you're not to be forsaken. You're not meant to go at life alone. Where have you been feeling like you have been abandoned by the divine and feeling like you're by yourself? I'm going to read the book here, like what it says. So it's talking about, this is all about abandonment. And it says, perhaps you feel a need to remain apart because intimacy is too threatening. It also warns against creating inappropriate family structures in order to conceal old wounds. It's time to address the unhealthy alliances that you formed and make a decision to heal the past. You will not be abandoned by the world as you claim yourself as whole. Not all relationships are dysfunctional and not all of them will disappoint you. Do not abandon yourself, and you can connect to others in a healthy way once you recognize your patterns and consciously choose to interrupt them. Life wants to love you, so let it. What a beautiful final message for this reading, because it's the themes that have come through where you are not forsaken, you are not abandoned by the divine, but there is a conscious, intentional process that has to happen where we do open up our hearts, because we cannot receive the love, the abundance, the peace, the joy, the enthusiasm is not the word I'm looking for. It's exhilaration. Thank you. I'm like, what was that? What's that E word I was looking for? The exhilaration that we're meant to experience. So I will see some of you guys over in the extended, and do sign up for my free Inner Circle membership for special videos that are only available to members. And until next time, I send you love. Bye.